again, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a simple, quick, no-knead bread. It's a whole lot like, well, basically it is Italian ciabatta bread. So really all you need is about 2 cups of water, 4 cups of flour, a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of salt, and some yeast. Okay, so we're going to take the water, we're going to pour in a mixing bowl, we're going to take the yeast and add it in, mix it a little bit so it starts to incorporate. And then measure out a tablespoon of salt. Add that to the flour. Mix it up a little bit. And then just dump all the flour in there. And then we just stir to mix. Now this is 1 cup of my whole ground wheat from the other day. And the rest of it's just regular old white flour. And I want to just mix it until there's no dry ingredient left, that it's all up in this big ball of dough. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is cover this and let it sit anywhere from 8 to 18 hours, depends on who you talk to. Basically, I'm just going to let this sucker sit overnight, and when I get up in the morning and I get ready to bake it, I'll bake it. So it'll probably be about 12 hours or so. I don't want this to be in a warm spot, about room temperature, so I'm going to stick it on the kitchen table and just leave it alone. When we come back, it'll double in size, and we'll show you how we bake it. Okay, so we've let it sit, and before that we pull the towel off, you'll see over here I've got 2 sheet pans that I've buttered and floured. And you'll also see that I've got 2 separate things of dough. I'm going to make one as a big loaf, and then the other one I'm going to make kind of like ciabatta buns. So I've never done the buns before, so that might be all jacked up, but we'll have to see. So anyway, you'll see that the dough has risen quite a bit, and now all we're going to do is we're going to pull it out and shape it into a loaf. You'll see it kind of comes out pretty nice. And I've got the oven preheating right now at about 400 degrees. And what I'll do is I'll take a knife. Can you get me a knife? I'm going to take a knife and I'm just going to score it. So this is going to be a hard crust bread. So I don't want it to crack and break apart. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I guess you could get arty if you wanted to. But that's all there is to that loaf. Now, take this one, and there's a lot less wheat. This is a lot more of a refined flour. Remember, that one was half and half. This one's about 1/3 of that ground wheat. and the rest is just regular flour. So this one's going to be a lot finer texture. It also rose a little bit more. And I'm just going to pull a glob out, and I'm going to work it a little bit. If you've ever bought that book, Artisan Bread in 5 Minutes a Day, this is almost what they are talking about, where you make a dough like this and then just let it sit out in your fridge and then pull it out as you use it or as you need it. And like I said, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. We'll just have to see. I've also seen some guys do this as pizza dough. Which I think would be interesting. We may have to try that again later. I've also seen it done as hot pockets, where you make the dough and you put the filling in and then you surround it. Now, the loaf is going to cook for about 25 or 30 minutes, but these are smaller, so they're going to cook a lot quicker. So we'll put them in and have to check them. So once the oven preheats, we'll put them in and then we'll pull them out a little later and you can see what happened. Okay, here they are, straight out of the oven. You don't want to cut into them straight out of the oven or they'll collapse. You want to put them on some sort of cooling rack. They slide off really easy because of the buttered pan, or the oiled and floured pan, but that oil kind of smoked the house up, so nothing's for free. You got to trade off one way or the other. Got a nice little ring to it there. And I don't know how long I can wait to try this because I've got this honey butter here. I'm just waiting to put on. So we're going to let this sit for a second and cool. And then once I think it's cooled enough where it's not going to collapse when we cut into it, we're going to try it out. Okay, it's set and cooled. Now we're going to try it. See, it's got a nice little holy texture to suck up all that nice butter. Some of my honey butter spread on there from my assistant. Some for me.
It's good.
Good stuff. So before I eat all this, we're going to let you go till next time. You can always catch us on the blog online at www.tngun.com. Thanks.